When selling in home improvement, it's best to have a non-negotiable list of the things you do that make you successful every single time. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what those things are so you can become more consistent in your sales. The first that we're going to go over is agenda. Agenda is really important, and what an agenda is, for everybody that doesn't know, an agenda is kind of a from the hip, memorize, agenda of what you're going to do when you're in the home that day. So an example of this is, hey, Mr. Customer, thank you so much for having me out. Here is what today is going to look like. And it's a script. A good script, one that I like to follow is, hey, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Then I'm going to ask for you to show me the problem. After that, I'm going to make some product suggestions. And then we'll go over pricing. It doesn't have to be really complicated. All it is your process, or your sales process, if you will, of exactly what you want to do every single time you're in the home. This list, especially the agenda, is something that you're going to practice maybe while you're in your car, maybe maybe you record yourself while you're driving and you know exactly what you're going to sound like, what your tonality is, and it's very, very easy to do that. Number two that we're going to go over is inspect or examine the problem with the customer. And the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of times a client or customer will say, hey, look, here's the issue, you go look at it, and then just, give me a bid. Well, they have to see what you're seeing, and you have to be in agreement of the actual issue here, because I can say, 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I will see a problem, and then it's something that they haven't noticed yet. And so that could be something you roll into your agenda as well, to say, hey, look, then I'm going to ask for you to show me the problem. The reason I like to do that is because there are some things you might not be aware of as we're looking at some of these issues, and that could affect your cost as well. And so I need you to kind of look at that stuff with me. The third thing I'm going to say, this is so important to say, and it's silly. As a sales trainer and as a sales manager, I had to tell reps this all the time. Show your product. If you have the product, if you're in the business, if you're selling something that's tangible, you need to be able to show that product to the homeowner. And because there's little things that they might not like, or if you have different series and different products that you do sell, they need to be able to maybe pick those things apart if they don't like them. Because the worst thing that happens is you go install that product, a few days later, a few weeks later, a few months later, and they hate it and they don't like it, and then they want more money and they want more discounts, and it just causes you a big headache, right? So show the product, but the other side of this is show the product because you want to get them excited about the problems that you just saw being solved. And nothing is better than showing a product demo right before you go into pricing. If you show it too early, they kind of forget all the benefits. So one trick that I like to do, and this is a bonus for the video, I guess, is show them the product and then you go right into pricing. And that way they're excited about it. You're both excited about it. And it just makes kind of the commitment of that product a little bit easier. Now, number 4 is commitments. Commitments have to be done along the way. No matter what your sales process is, if it's something that you got from your company or something that you developed yourself, I'm just calling it a sales process because everybody I've ever known has done the same thing every single time. Even the reps that say, oh, I don't have a sales process, I don't need a sales process. Well, guess what? When I go ride with them, they have a sales process. They just don't know it. They're telling the same story every time. They're following the steps in their head that is not their sales process. They're having a conversation, which is great. But one thing that these top performers are so good at is they're getting commitments. Do they like the product? Do they like the company? Is this the right solution with this combination? And right before you present pricing, what I like to do is like a small pre-close. Do you feel like this is going to solve all the issues that we were talking about? You're comfortable with us doing the work for you. And, I guess the last thing we need to look at is price and just see if we can work it out for you, okay? And that's it, guys. I mean, it's just having a conversation. You don't need to make it so, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, do you agree that blah, blah, blah? Nobody talks that way. And so make it your own. And you will be more successful by doing your agenda, by inspecting or examining that problem, by doing your product demo, showing them that product, and then getting those commitments. Those are really, really 4 simple things that you can change today to start selling more deals in home improvement. If you like this video, follow the link below. I have a special course just for home improvement sales reps that you can jump on board. It's a simple link. There's also a free guide, guys. There's a free guide for objections, and I want you to go download that free guide for yourself, and it will help you get through those last couple objections that you're getting at the end of your appointments.